immediate hours after Alicia's death, said this:
"My sister was fun. She was goofy. She liked to go out, have a good time, very well dressed. She loved her kids, make sure her kids was intact and ordered before she did anything.
Made sure her kids was intact and in order before she did anything. That one line tells you everything about Alicia's priorities. And her best friend, the one who made that phone call when the worst had already happened, described the moment she found out in a way that is hard to listen to without feeling it yourself.
Her best friend called me and was literally hysterical. And I jumped up, what's going on, what's wrong? And she said, my sister is gone. And I'm like, what are you talking about? You know, like, I just talked to my sister a couple days ago. What are you talking about? I get here.
I'm Steve Ballmer, former Microsoft CEO and a basketball fanatic. But more than anything, I'm a data guy. That's why I created USA Facts, to bring you unbiased.
She's already gone.
She was already gone. Just like that. A woman who had been alive and present and laughing and loving her children just days before gone, in one morning, because of one man's decision. And that man was someone she had chosen to marry. Now let us talk about Marcus Durreal Lofton, because understanding this case, really understanding it, requires us to look at who this man was, not just who he presented himself to be, who he actually was. Marcus was 42 years old when he married Alicia. He was known around Grand Rapids by a nickname they called him Bub. He was loud on social media, the fits, the music, the cars, the lifestyle posts. On the surface, he carried himself like a man who had his life together, but surfaces can be deceiving. And Marcus Lofton is a perfect example of that. Let us start with what the public record shows. Marcus Lofton had been convicted of gun and drug-related felonies in 2000, then again in 2002, then again in 2014. 3 separate times, 3 separate criminal incidents spanning 14 years. This was not a young man who made one mistake and course corrected. This was a pattern. And here is something that matters legally. As a convicted felon, Marcus Lofton was prohibited by law from possessing a firearm. The gun he used on August 17th was Alicia's gun, her Glock, kept in a drawer in her own home. And the moment he picked it up before anything else happened that morning, he had already committed a crime because he was never legally allowed to touch it. Now, beyond the criminal record, there was the image Marcus worked very hard to maintain publicly. On his birthday in 2021, he posted a reflection. He wrote, 10 toes down. I am standing on a gold mine. Happy birthday to me. One thing I learned since I have been living is never expect them to be like you. You cannot put expectations in people based on what you would have done or how you would have done it. He posted about taking Alicia to events, couple videos. He performed the role of a man building something real with someone he loved. And at some point in the middle of all of that, he posted something that his family would later bring up in a courtroom. He described himself as a narcissist. Now, some people post things like that as a joke, as self-awareness is humor, but Alicia's Aunt Jennifer Lee was watching, and she remembered that post, and she had thoughts about it that she would eventually share in front of a judge, in front of a courtroom, directly to Marcus's face. We will get to that. He also had children with more than one woman, and was reportedly in a relationship with someone else right up until he locked in with Alicia. That detail matters because it speaks to how Marcus moved through relationships. He did not transition, he overlapped. He did not close one door before opening another. And then there was the other part of Marcus's life, the part that would eventually make its way onto a Facebook page, the part that Alicia would discover, the part that reportedly set the final chain of events in motion. We will get to that too. But first we need to talk about the marriage. Because what happened between February 2023 and August 2023 is a story all by itself. February 26th, 2023, Alicia Danielle Lofton and Marcus Durreal Lofton got married in Las Vegas. No venue, no reception, no family, no friends, no children from either side, just the two of them, a quick trip and a certificate. Now I want to ask you something, and I want you to really think about this. When someone you love gets married and does not tell you, what does that usually mean? It does not always mean something is wrong. Sometimes people just want something private, something that belongs only to them. But Alicia's family had a very specific reason why she did not tell them. She knew exactly how they felt about Marcus. Her Aunt Jennifer Lee would later say at sentencing,
I feel that he wasn't introduced to the family because
He's an embarrassment.
Nobody in her family, including her father, would have allowed him around his baby. And her father, Arthur Joseph, confirmed exactly that when he stood up in that courtroom 2 years later and said,
"She hated getting married to this bastard from the whole family because she knew we despised his ass."
So Alicia knew. On some level, she knew her family would not approve. And she made a choice to move forward anyway, because that is what people do when they believe in someone that others cannot yet see. And in the beginning, from the outside, they looked like any couple doing well. They went to events together, they filmed couple content, they posted, they smiled, they kept up appearances. In April 2023, just 1 month before his arrest for domestic violence, Marcus posted about taking Alicia to the Casino Royale adult prom at the JW Marriott in Grand Rapids. He wrote, "I'm about to make her laugh right out of her dress." From the outside, it looked like a couple fully in their stride. But 1 month after that casino prom post, the performance cracked. On May 17th, 2023, just 3 months into this marriage, Marcus put his hands on Alicia. The police were called, Marcus was arrested, and a judge issued a no-contact order as a condition of his bond, meaning legally Marcus Lofton was forbidden from being anywhere near his wife. And what did Marcus do after that arrest? He went on social media, and he posted, "If you ever get locked up behind a woman, you might as well consider that relationship gone and sleep soundly." He had just been arrested for putting his hands on his wife of 3 months, and his public response was to mock women who involve law enforcement. That post tells you everything you need to know about how Marcus viewed accountability, about how he viewed Alicia, about the level of remorse he had for what he had already done. Zero. And yet here is where this story gets complicated in a way that a lot of people do not want to sit with. Because after that arrest, after that post,
I mean, I already got something to watch thing though.
Put that blanket in there.
Rushes to judgment
So I'm
about
wash
that,
it.
I need you to understand something about how these situations actually work. Leaving a dangerous relationship is not a single moment.
No.
It is a process. It is complicated by finances and children and history and love.
Yo, what the fuck is really good? Like, what is going on? I'm seeing videos, this, that, and the third.
Saturday,
Like,
and
what
I
the
don't
fuck is
have
good? Like,
nothing to do.
do y'all live together? Like, what's happening?
Go watch people on YouTube. That's what I do. And
I'm
I'm
freaking
frying
the
me
fuck out
some
like that.
chicken.
Whoa. What's that? I just built a bedroom out in base 44. Guys, Nina just built an
And I've been washing my sheets and getting my living room together.
Interesting.
Need to organize some crap. Getting ready for work already.
saying we can all build?
On Saturday.
Yeah.
Yep. Preparing for
Just built an inventory tracker.
Protein calculator.
A workflow manager, that's
You're actually so close for the group lunch.
my lunch pail in the kitchen.
I just created a goal tracking system. We built the same thing, didn't we?
Can this thing get a contact? I want to underneath this screen.
Create a party plan.
Profesor de Español.
An interoffice dating app for dogs, for office.
Yeah, my dog
office
is
dogs.
spoiled and she be getting on my doggone nerves.
So at this point,
So I'm thinking
just
about
like,
me doing
okay.
me some story time, y'all, because
You
I
know,
got some
she
stuff to
acknowledged.
talk
I'm still
about.
kind of confused because I'm like,
But
she's
these
like,
story
whatever y'all
times
got
be
going
kind of
on,
good.
that's
I ain't
y'all
gonna lie.
business. But it's just like, so are y'all together?
This is a story time about a
Are y'all
girl
not
who
together?
found
Are y'all in
out
an
she
open
was a side chick
relationship?
after
Like, what
2
is going on?
years. She
I still
moved
ain't
with
have
some nigga
clarity
to
on it,
Atlanta and
you
found
know?
out she the side chick.
So I reach out
These
to
niggas
him,
is
and I finally get an answer,
ruthless
and I'm telling him everything
niggas.
that's going on. I'm blacking
What
out.
they
I'm
are.
going dumb. Like, I'm cursing the fuck out. Like, yo, what the fuck is really going on? So then he goes, I don't know what she's talking about. She's lying. We haven't been together in 3 years. Mind you, in the beginning of the relationship, you know, when I said, oh, how long ago was your last relationship? He's like, you know, it was 3 years ago. And the daughter was, I think she was like 7 at the time. So it was like, okay, you know, it's been some time since, you know, y'all been together. So he's saying, you know, we haven't been together in 3 years. He don't know what's going on. He don't know what she's talking about. And to top it off, he's saying, like, the only reason I allowed her to post me was because she had, like, some type of crazy ex-boyfriend or something like that be stalking her. So I'm contemplating at this point because it's like, on one hand, she did know who I was.
Hey, if you got a crazy ex-boyfriend, do not fucking post me nowhere.
She name dropped and was like, you know, whatever I got going on is, you know, y'all business. But at the same time, it's like, but then she tried to throw shots and stuff. So
So then he tells me the reason why he can't talk on the phone at night past a certain time is because basically him and his baby mama switch roles. So he goes to be with the baby, and then, you know, she has to go to work. So that's why he's not able to be on the phone or he has to leave because most of the time, like, you know, it's only one out here. So they rotate when it comes to taking the daughter when either one works, right? So at this point, I'm like, okay, so why is it that every time you pull up home, you can never be on the phone? Like, it's always a thing where, oh, I gotta go, this, that, and the third. I'm like, so you can't talk on the phone around your daughter? Like, this is so weird. Like, what? And keep in mind, y'all, like, at this point of this conversation, we've been in a relationship for a while. You know what I'm saying? So you've been in a relationship by yourself. And I feel like my feelings have already been invested in it. Now, I left some details out because I'm not looking to expose anybody, tell anybody's personal things that you confided in. So you would think that I would be done, right? Like, you would think, like, okay, like, you know, it's over with. No, unfortunately, it's not. I thought it was over at that moment. I blocked him and everything. And it's crazy because it's like, love will really make you do some crazy shit that you would never even do or tolerate. You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit was absolutely crazy. He had an explanation for everything. Literally had proof for everything. Now that I think about it, he probably was texting himself when he sent me them screenshots. So keep in mind.
What'd I tell you?
We've actually been planning for me to move to Atlanta at this point. You know, prior to this, right? Like, he's talking about he want to have children. Damn,
my boy, you doing all of that? Oh, shit, he going too hard right there. If you got a girlfriend that you living with and you talking about moving, oh, my God.
And all types of stuff. And I know.
Niggas be lying.
So a lot has been invested in this relationship. You know,
shut up.
Emotions, time.
On my lap, that's far as you're going. Relax.
But I thought it was over. You know, I went through my little heartbreak moment. He was trying to reach me on like Instagram and stuff like that because I blocked him on my phone. So he was trying to call me, block numbers, all types of stuff. I wasn't answering. And we had
daughter, what do you want?
And it was already in progress. Like,
up as far as you gonna go. You're not a baby anymore. You can't sit up there no more. Chill out.
So yeah, so that's when this big explosion happened. Like, you know, when I was in the process of relocating. Now, I did always want to move to Atlanta in general for my music and stuff, but you know, it was a plus that I had somebody here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't feel like I would be by myself. So I make a post on Instagram, you know, just a post like my keys to my new place in Atlanta. I had one of my close friends drive me down here with all my shit in the truck. And, you know, I moved into my place and he happened to see that post. And so the saga continues. He sees the post. He goes, oh my gosh, you're actually in Atlanta. Mind you, we haven't spoken in like a few weeks at this point since our big blow up with the whole, you know, Facebook video thing and the Miami trip, the family vacations, all that.
When you're in charge of your company's next offsite, it can be hard to know where to start. You want to deliver an unforgettable team experience, find an amazing venue, and keep every...
So, you know, he asked where I am, like, you know, where did you move to? What's the address? Let me come see you or whatever, right?
You gave it to him.
He was like putty in his hands, man. Like, it was
you
just
gave
like,
it to him.
Love will really make you do some fucking stupid shit. Because I'm like, okay, yeah, you know, whatever. You can come see me or whatever. But I'm thinking maybe I'm going to just get some closure or whatever to the situation. You know?
Oh, you about to get some closure, all right.
That part.
So in the back of my mind, I'm like, I guess I'm going to get some closure.
That part.
Like that, you know, and I'm determined to see what the fuck is
you get
going
closure
on.
Because you don't got to pull up to get no
you know,
closure.
that argument
And
with, you know, his ex, it was no, like, she didn't confirm or deny anything. Like, it was like she disappeared after that. You know what I'm saying? And I had no proof. I needed proof. Like, I don't know. This situation was driving me nuts. Cause I'm like, yo, I need to find out what the fuck is really going on. Because
you want to do the most.
What the fuck? And I'm in Atlanta, so you really can't lie to me like that because I'm right here. I'm here.
Yes,
so he comes over and he tells me, you know, congratulations. You know, I see you at your place out here and stuff. And you know that little weird, awkward moment when you haven't seen like someone that you were with in a few weeks or you haven't spoken and it's still like some unspoken issues or whatever. And I'm just so embarrassed. Like, I'm so embarrassed because y'all, so at this point, you know, I got a lot more than some closure. Matter of fact, nothing was closed at this
Not
point.
even your leg.
If you get my drift.
Not even your
and
leg.
it's just...
Shame.
There's so much more to unravel. He got me, y'all. But before he got me though, he did tell me like, listen, I've been telling you the truth the whole time. Like, we literally only co-parent. We haven't been together 3 years. I never cheated on you. I mean, just really talk me out my drawers, y'all.
Ooh, she say nothing was closed. Ooh, she said that motherfucker was wide open. Oh, shit.
He said that motherfucker was wide open.
Part 5. Not too much in my mood, y'all, okay? I woke up, I seen all these comments about part 5. So you're gonna take... So... in this part, I just want to kind of clarify certain things to kind of give context on how I even got to this point, how I even got involved with this person, like how I even thought this was like a serious relationship. You know? Because, and I'm not saying no names, I don't even know what I'm talking about at this point. So, yeah. So let's rewind. Let me give some context. This is the type of relationship that it was that made me feel like this was a serious relationship and, you know, this was serious, like this was real for me, right? So he would fly in for my birthday, he would fly in for different occasions, he was at my house all the time, he was going all the time, he would take me out of town, like, you know, we did some special things for each other. So for example, so he had confided in me and told me that he was locked up for 2 years, and one of those years happened to be his 21st birthday. He always felt like he never got a cake, he never, you know, got celebrated or anything like that.
Right,
so
they know they be lying.
I actually got him a cake from Cold Stone, you know, saying happy 21st birthday. I cooked, I had balloons. I just made it like really special when he came into town this one time. He started crying like, no one's ever done this for me. You really are my heart. You're my girl. You really are home for me. Like, this was his favorite word. You're my heart. You're my heart. Like, this was his favorite fucking word, y'all. So that was the type of relationship that it was. Like, we was really sharing, you know, information and all types of stuff. So fast forward, I forgot to mention this very important part that probably thickens up the plot, but hey,
the plot thickens.
So the first time in Miami, remember the previous video when I said we had that Miami trip and he told me something? Well, he told me that, you know, even though he told me he had a daughter, you know, he knows that biologically it's not his daughter. So at first I was upset about it because I'm like, why would you lie about that? Like, why would you lie about, you know, having a biological daughter? But then in the same sense,
I watch him all the time,
y'all. I'm like, you know what? That's actually commendable. You know what I'm saying? Like, to have such a rapport with a kid, you know, when someone used to date and then, you know, you still claiming them as your daughter, like, that's cool. And the daughter knows, too. So I thought that I was like, okay, these are good characteristics of a good potential, like, father, right? So that's how I took it when he first told me. You know what I'm saying? He told me this house was his. He told me that the room was rented by a guy or some shit like that. That's what I was told. And sometimes he would FaceTime me in his house. You know what I'm saying? Like when he was there, he would FaceTime me in his house. So I'm not thinking anything of it at this point. This is prior to me even moving to Atlanta. So every time we had a conversation, you know, like I would talk about that house. The house was always the issue. I didn't understand it. I didn't get it. I really didn't get it. But when you're in a long distance situation, it's kind of like,
oh, I'm not even doing
you can't really prove anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't really prove anything. You're just going by a person's word until you're actually, like, physically there, right? True. He would even say little stuff like, yeah, like, you know, I had to drop my daughter off today, and I spoke to, you know, my daughter's mother about you, and I think it's so cool that we could just talk about stuff like that. Like, he made it seem like shit was cool with them. Like, she knew about me, and, you know, it's all a cool thing, because I have kids, and, you know what I'm saying? Like, that doesn't happen. Like, I'm not sleeping with them. So that's why I felt like, okay, this is a real thing, right? And then when she said the whole thing of whatever y'all got going on, that's your business. So I'm like, okay, so you know about it. So at that point, maybe I was being delusional. I probably was being a little delusional. No, a lot of
upscale at Publix. Yeah, but I'm gonna miss this week, of course.